Coming up on this edition of Out of the Blue from Middle Tennessee State University. MTSU has been designated an age-friendly university, the first and only institution to be so recognized in our state. The Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Health joins us to celebrate the news. February is Black History Month, and we talk about the history of Black History Month at MTSU and how our university creates the events that recognize the talents and contributions of community members on campus and beyond. And we spotlight the work of an MTSU oral historian recently tasked by the National Park Service and the state of Tennessee to capture first-person interviews of two important milestones. I'm Andrew Ottman, and this is Out of the Blue. Welcome to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. MTSU is the first university in Tennessee to receive membership in the Age-Friendly University Global Network. That gives us the designation as the state's first age-friendly university. This network promotes positive and healthy aging through innovative educational programming, research, and curriculum development. Joining us to share the good news is Dr. Deborah Lee, professor and holder of the NHC Chair of Excellence in Nursing, and Dr. Ralph Alvarado, Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Health. Dr. Lee, welcome to the program again.
Thank you.
And Commissioner, we're so honored to have you on the show.
My pleasure.
Thank you for doing this. And we've got some big news. Dr. Lee, tell us what's going on. What happened?
Well, thank you, Andrew. I'm excited to let the university community and our wider community know, and our state to know, that MTSU is the first university in Tennessee to receive the Age-Friendly University designation from the Age-Friendly University Global Network.
Fantastic news. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we are now part of a network of over 110 universities around the globe, including 5 continents. And we are now the 34th of the 50 states that have received this designation. And so my hope is that our success is going to encourage other universities to also apply for this designation.
Commissioner, if you could just take the big step back and look about what does this mean for the state of Tennessee having this kind of designation?
Yeah, it's a big deal. And I don't think, people often, they wonder what this is and what's the big deal about being age-friendly. Really, we're hoping it's become something that's contagious, that other universities kind of follow suit. So for MTSU to be the first, really, you get to be the leader. You get to set the standard of what the state's going to look like in this regard. But get this age-friendly designation to kind of establish, to say, hey, look, we're welcoming for people that as they get older, for the concerns that they have, whether it be health issues, transportation issues, lots of things, to welcome them into the area. And people are getting older in our state and our country all the time. So as we're getting prepared for that, I think this assists for people if they want to look for a place to live or come to. It makes it easier for folks to come.
Dr. Lee, I guess you talked about an ecosystem. That's a very broad term. What does it mean to be a part of that ecosystem, and what does that reflect?
Well, all of the components that Dr. Alvarado just talked about really are part of the ecosystem. So it's our public health systems, it's other health systems that interact with older adults, it's universities, it's other types of systems that also feed into helping make our state one in which really addresses the needs of older adults. And so for us to be a part of that ecosystem means that we are contributing through the wealth of programming we have here at the university to really make this a place that's friendly for older adults to engage with, not necessarily just education, but with our also our recreational, our civic opportunities. But I'm really proud of what we do educationally here to really support older adults. And that, I think, makes us unique and wonderful in trying to be part and supporting an age-friendly ecosystem.
Absolutely. We're very proud of what services we provide, that we have a very diverse student population. Commissioner, I guess taking a further step back, you're On the services you're trying to, through the Department of Health, provide this, what's your role in that ecosystem? What are the things that you're trying to emphasize? You touched on a few of them, but go
Yeah,
deep.
so when I first got, I've been in this role now about a couple of years, and when I first got here, I think my entire department said, hey, what is your focus? What do you want to have your focus be? And I still practice medicine. I still see folks in long-term care, and so I see a lot of the concerns that families have. And when folks want to come and you know, they move without thinking that they're ever going to get older, ever going to develop problems. And so when they start to encounter medical issues, they start to encounter transportation issues, things that we call social determinants of health, we haven't been prepared for that. And so I said we need to make a focus to make sure that people, when they come here, they're prepared, because most of the country isn't. And so Tennessee's really taken an approach now. I think the governor has realized that as well, created a new Department of Disability and Aging. So we're trying to create a system where with our health departments can be an information center for folks that when if they develop a problem or a loved one starts to notice, hey, my mom or dad or my sibling or husband or wife is having some problems, where do I go? They don't know where to go for that. And it's a very complicated healthcare system. We want to be a place where they can come to, because there's a health department in every county, to come in and say, what's available for me, and to get them connected to lots of resources. If they're just interested in saying, I want to learn more or take a course, to say, here are the universities that are going to be connected for this.
Dr. Lee, obviously this is a partnership between the Tennessee Department of Health. What did that partnership do to help us get this designation?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Really, our first connection to how to even go about this process to be an age-friendly university started with the Office of Healthy Aging at the state level, at the Department of Health. And they connected us to the Trust for America's Health, which is the organization that really oversees the age-friendly ecosystem. And they encouraged us to find out more about how we could be an age-friendly university. And through that connection and conversations that we had with the Secretariat for the Age-Friendly University Global Network, he was very impressed with what we had here on campus and what we were already doing, and he really encouraged us. Dr. Alvarado wrote us a letter of support for our application, which we very much appreciated, and I think made us, again, a strong contender. And we've been able to be, public health has been the convener, really, of trying to bring parties together to really develop the age-friendly ecosystem. And they do see universities as being a big part of that. So I'm very appreciative of the leadership that Dr. Alvarado and his Office of Healthy Aging really are bringing to the table for the state.
Commissioner, thank you.
No, I'm humbled, but really it's a lot of it's still, you got to be doing the work on campus to be able to get that. So like I said, we're hoping this becomes something that's contagious, that other universities want to follow suit.
There's so much we could talk about on this. There's got to be a place, though, that we could go to get more information. And I'm going to ask you both for a URL. Dr. Lee, where can I find out more about what we're doing at the university?
From the Positive Aging Consortium perspective, which talks about a lot of the activities that we are doing here on campus, it's mtsu.edu/PAC, which stands for Positive Aging Consortium.
Fantastic. And Commissioner, what about you? Where do we
I'm
find
trying to think
you?
of the URL, but it's the Tennessee Department of Health. If you Google, it's a massive website, lots of information on there, but you can find, we have an Office of Healthy Aging now, and they've got a lot of resources on there for folks. And even if people aren't comfortable using computers, go to your local health department. Every county has one. You can always drop in. We've got folks, we're developing a lot of people that can connect you with that, people that are navigators, and they can help them if they want to meet somebody face to face.
Fantastic. Commissioner, welcome to campus.
Thank you. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you.
Dr. Lee, it's always great having you back on the program. We're so very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
We do it all. We do it all.
Hundreds of majors, an amazing campus, faculty mentors. You can find what you're looking for at Middle Tennessee State, the University of Opportunities. We do it all.
And that's how electricity flows.
Hey, Mom. Don't break it, don't break it.
It's just one thing.
Thank you.
Wow, this looks amazing.
This is the electric robot I made all by myself.
I help people.
I create music.
I shape the future.
I am an entrepreneur.
I inspire people with more than words.
I ride forward.
The sky is not my limit.
Find your blue at MTSU.
The Jennings A. Jones College of Business at Middle Tennessee State University is the #1 producer of business talent in the greater Nashville area. Our nationally ranked programs and state-of-the-art facilities offer a world-class education at an affordable price. The exclusive partnership of Jones College with Dale Carnegie Training Worldwide equips our graduates with the soft skills they need to succeed. Jones College of Business. It delivers an education for the real world.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. February is Black History Month at MTSU, and we see the month as an opportunity to spotlight and study the important contributions made by our community members in the nation's life and culture, and recognize the work and service of community and campus members. Danielle Rochelle, Director of Intercultural and Diversity Affairs at MTSU, joins us to talk about what's planned and the work of the committee that drives this programming. Danielle, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Andrew.
Your third appearance.
Third appearance.
And we do those appearances to talk about something very special, Black History Month at Middle Tennessee State University. So let's reel it back in a little bit. How long have what's the history of Black History Month, and why is it important that we do this?
So I'm not going to try to give any dates, because I'm going to get it all wrong.
Not that we have history professors watching.
Right, exactly. I don't want anybody to fact check me, so I'm going to keep it at the level that I understand. So with Black History Month, it started out as a week, and then it expanded to a full month. And the importance of Black History Month beyond our campus is so that everyone understands kind of where we've been and where we're going. Because I think it's really important for everyone to understand the history behind Black Americans, African Americans within this country, and how that has impacted every piece of our lives and how it continues to show up in our day-to-day lives. And so celebrating Black History Month on MTSU's campus helps to reinforce that, because it allows our students to continue to see the importance of what we do and where the people within the Black community have come from.
It also gives us an opportunity to look how far we as an institution have come.
Absolutely.
And where we're going.
Absolutely.
I know you don't do this alone. I know you've got a lot of folks. You have a committee. Why don't you talk about that process, about how these events come to light, and how does this fantastic Unity Luncheon, how does that happen? Just kind of talk through that.
Yeah, absolutely. So while I love for people to think that I'm able to carry all these things by myself, that is not the case. So within Intercultural and Diversity Affairs, I'm the only full-time staff member. And then I've got a lovely student worker who helps me throughout a lot of that work. But beyond what we're able to do, there's a committee. There's a full Black History Month committee. And we meet in the fall semester to start all of our planning for Black History Month. And so that committee is not limited. So we've had community members, faculty, staff, and students join this committee. And so anyone watching, if they're interested in joining the committee, they are absolutely welcome to join the committee. We will be starting probably in July, August, planning for 2026, which is crazy to say, but working in academics, that's just kind of how our brains go. And so I want people to understand that it's not just a single person doing the lifting. There is a full committee of wonderful people from our campus that help with the planning of these events and that help to carry out these events on the day of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's done, the student union crew does a great job accommodating these events, and they're going to do so this year as well. One of the things that I really value about the entire month is the Unity Lunch, the kickoff, because it allows us to see what I consider to be Black history in person through the recognition of these individuals for their different areas of service. Can you talk a little bit about what we try to accomplish through that recognition?
Yeah, and the Unity Luncheon is something that's been going on. This will be the 29th year. So this started in the mid-90s and it's carried on through this point. And with the Unity Luncheon, so I want to say maybe a couple years ago, the first Black SGA president won one of the Unity Awards. So we were able to recognize him and the work that he has done. It just continuously we're able to reach out through campus and our alumni and our external community to kind of see like, who are the people that we need to be uplifting? who should we be keeping an eye out for if we don't already know it ourselves? And one thing that I've really enjoyed to see is our faculty members who are on campus and who do extraordinary work beyond the classroom that impacts both the community on campus and off campus. And so being able to highlight that is really important.
These individuals we recognize are not just connected to the campus, they're connected to the Rutherford County and Middle Tennessee area community, which is really, I think, makes it more significant as well. And we're very proud to broadcast this on True Blue TV, and it's one of our more popular shows, and we're really looking forward to that continuing. So that's kind of a good segue to get into what do we have planned for the month. And you've conveniently given me a list of 5 events, and we're talking about the kickoff right now, of course, in the Unity Luncheon. And let's talk about the date for that. When is that set?
So the kickoff will begin February 3rd. And what's special about that one, so February 3rd at 11 a.m. in the IDA Center in the Student Union, 3rd floor. What I've been trying to do over the last few years with the kickoff is, in addition to making sure people are aware of the events, I also tried to highlight small businesses that are owned by alumni of MTSU. So being able to boast those alumni and encourage our students and staff and faculty to also patronize their companies has been really great. So I've loved that part.
So that's February 3rd.
That's February 3rd.
11 to 1 in the Student Union building in your center. Then the Unity Luncheon, February 6th.
Unity Luncheon is going to be February 6th at 11 a.m. That one is going to be in the Student Union Ballroom, where it's been held for several years. And I think that space provides a really nice atmosphere for the luncheon in itself.
And do you already have your keynote for that?
We
selected?
do. Jason Scales will be speaking during the Unity Luncheon.
Fantastic. Then some really fantastic student engagement opportunities. Showtime at the Apollo.
Yes, that is a fan favorite. That one I always enjoy attending and helping to plan, because being able to see our students interact with one another is always a highlight. So I usually leave feeling like I've done a couple crunches from laughing and just really having a good time with the students.
It is.
It's student driven.
February 13th, 6 to 8, also in the ballroom at the Student Union. And then you have a student group doing something called the Night in Africa Fashion Show.
Yes, Night in Africa Fashion Show is going to be hosted by our African Student Organization, or ASO for short. They wanted to make sure that we were continuing to highlight fashion from within the Black community, because previous years we've had the Color the Runway fashion show. And once those students graduated, unfortunately, that kind of put the end to the fashion shows, which everybody enjoyed. And I really appreciate that ASO is stepping in that space.
And last but certainly not least, and obviously a little bit of work still to do on this, our keynote speaker will be February 20th, correct?
Yes, that is what we're planning for the keynote speaker. And this year it may look a little different. We're still in the planning stages for that one, but we want to make sure that we're really incorporating the theme of the month. So this year for 2025, the theme is African Americans in labor. And so that incorporates whether it is voluntary, enslaved labor, all of what it encompassed to be Black in America and working in America. So entrepreneurship just across the board, highlighting that and making sure our students understand what that impact looks like.
Fantastic. There's a lot more to say, and I bet you there's a place on the web that folks can find it.
Absolutely.
Where is that?
mtsu.edu/AAHM. So AAHM, think African American History Month.
Fantastic. Danielle, thanks for all you do at the center, and then, of course, everything that you and this committee do to make this month special. We really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back.
Go slow.
I see it.
Hello.
Hello.
You are looking good today.
Well, thank you.
I think it's time we take this off, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I help people.
I create music.
I shape the future.
I am an entrepreneur.
I inspire people with more than words.
I ride forward.
The sky is not my limit.
Find your blue at MTSU.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. The Albert Gore Research Center at MTSU is a national leader in the art and science of oral history, capturing interviews of those who have witnessed significant events and presenting and preserving their stories. MTSU oral historian Jason McGowan talks to us about two significant projects he's leading, one commissioned by the National Park Service and the other by the state of Tennessee. Jason, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me. It's my first time and I'm enjoying myself.
You're going to have a blast, and we're going to have a blast talking about the Gore Center and some of these wonderful projects that you are taking part in as an oral historian. Let's talk first about the Gore Center and its commitment to oral history.
Yeah. Well, the Gore Center is a national leader in oral histories. Right now, we're working on 4 independent projects. Our director, Dr. Louis Karakoudis, he is working on the Bill Frist Senate Staff Oral History Project, as well as the National Healthcare Corporation here in Murfreesboro, being a leader in convalescent care. He's doing oral history of that company as well. Now, I'm working on 2 projects too. One is funded by the National Park Service, is Brown versus Board of Education Oral History Project, and the other is funded by the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development. I'm working on a Rosenwald School Oral History Project. Yeah, they're putting out 16 placards for schools across Tennessee, and I'm doing oral histories of former students of those schools.
Jason, for our viewers that may not understand the significance of Brown versus Board of Education, let's just give me the 30-second. Why is it such a seminal ruling that affected the landscape of our country?
Well, and in my opinion, the best thing that the decision did was overturn the 1896 decision of Plessy versus Ferguson, which made separate but equal the law of the land here. Brown versus Board of Education overturned that, and that led to, of course, desegregation of schools. Very important decision, helped to disassemble the separate but equal and help to move along the civil rights movement of the 60s, 70s, and even today. So a lot of this is still being stemmed from educational equality from, over 70 years ago when this case appeared. Now, what I'm doing is oral histories of those particular areas. I'm talking to community members and about their lives leading up to these particular events.
Let's talk a little bit about the Rosenwald schools and the significance of that. Maybe explain to our viewers and listeners what that is.
Yeah, well, here in the South, even before the Brown versus Board of Education decision, there were few, if any, educational institutions for black children. Here, even in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, you have the Bradley Academy, which was the first school for African American children here. Julius Rosenwald and Booker T. Washington, founder of the Tuskegee Institute, got together and decided that they would help to, match or provide money to communities who needed these schools. And so the communities in which they were building the schools, the communities would get together and raise money for themselves as well. And then they would be able to petition school boards in order to, build these particular schools for African American children. There are many around Tennessee itself, and working with the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development. They are putting, I want to say, 16 interpretive panels on particular Rosenwald schools in the 3 sections of Tennessee.
Wow.
And so I'm looking for a couple of people who went to each of those schools to interview and discuss their educational experiences.
Wow. Take a step back for a second. Let's talk about oral history. What does that mean from a practicing art and science?
Oral histories are a first-person narrative of a person, their life, a particular event, a time, an era, what have you. It is a primary source. What we do is we just talk to people who are involved in a particular situation, like say we'll just talk about the education, and I'll talk to them about their education. But I also look to go beyond that because we are the sum total of who came before us. And so when I'm talking to people, I like to also try to get their genealogy because as African Americans or Black Americans, genealogy is something that should be very important to us because a lot of us may not be able to find our genealogy past coming here enslaved. I like to say oral history provides a voice for the mute. Okay, my director, Dr. Karakoutis, he always uses a grand example that a battle is told differently from a general in its tent than from a soldier on the front lines.
Wow.
We have a lot of these general stories, but the front line is where the battle happens. And if you survive those front line attacks, we want to hear those stories. And that's why I like what I'm doing here, especially for my love of history. And I say history, and I don't say Black history or African American history because it's all encompassed. But the stories we hear from history are from the people beyond the front lines and not the ones from the front lines. And so it's time for those mute voices to be heard. And that's what oral history provides.
Jason, that was magnificent. Thank you for that explanation. And where can I go to find out more about the Gore Center?
You can go to mtsu.edu/Gore Center. There we have some of our oral histories already preserved. There are a few that have not been put out there yet. If you do want to hear some of the oral histories that I've done, I have a personal website. It's theoralhistoryguy.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
it's pretty easy.
And you are the oral history guy. That's a perfect URL.
Yeah, it's the oralhistoryguy.com. You can go there and it'll take you to my SoundCloud where you can listen to some of the oral histories I've done around Middle Tennessee. That was my first grant with the National Endowment for the Humanities. I was able to do some oral histories here in my hometown, and so that was lovely.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny finding history in your own backyard that you didn't know about. So, and that's another thing that oral history provides. I urge everyone, if you ever have the chance, you know, we have the tools in our hands nowadays to do these things. You have a phone that can record. If you have elders in your home or in your family, I suggest that you get their permission and talk to them and record it because you never know what type of history you're going to find in your own backyard.
Well, Jason, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for sharing these great projects. We appreciate your hard work.
Thank you so much. That's so good to hear. I appreciate you more than you know.
Thank you. And this does wrap up this edition of Out of the Blue. A reminder, you can find news about the campus 24 hours a day by going to our website, mtsunews.com. You can also find additional special content on social media, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. True Blue TV is available on most streaming services and also our app. Broadcasting from the Center for Educational Media, I'm Andrew Ottman. Stay safe, stay on course, and remain True Blue.